Cardin Ellis. And today I am joined in the studio by our friend Austin Falter. Joe, how do you say your last name again, bro?
Gonbot.
Joe Gonbot. I'm going to get this right one of these times, man. As well as Drew Scarborough from the No Unhollowed Hand podcast. And today we're actually going to be having a lot of fun debunking this cat. You guys may recognize him. I've been getting all kinds of like questions. Do you recognize this guy? Do you recognize this guy? And I saw him first when he made the Anti-Mormon Joseph Smith video. And the friend that explained it to me was actually my editor when we were on our way to Cairo. And he said, hey, I think you may have to start addressing this guy. I think he's going anti-Mormon. And I said, really? Who is it? And he showed me now who we recognize as, I believe it was Josh Benson is his name. And the Instagram channel, I believe, is Josh Benson 32, if I'm not mistaken. He said, I used to really follow him because he had just like some kind of funny church content. I do believe like one of his slogans is like, it's Church Ben or something. And he said, but then he just did this thing on Joseph Smith. And so I took a look at it and I was like, ooh. I did actually a reaction to it in the Los Angeles LA International Airport that I never actually released. So maybe I should get on that. But I'm glad to see that you guys asked me about the exact same character. So apparently he's making the rounds. Tell me how you guys came in contact with this guy, how you heard about him, and then we'll just dive right in. I see you loaded up the Discord with a bunch of clips, reels, shorts, so on and so forth. So it looks like we have a lot to react here to. But before you go any farther, just introduce yourself to the audience. For those that don't know you, you know what I'm saying? Don't know your stuff. Tell them how they can follow you, and then we'll dive right in. Go, Joe.
We're the No Unhollowed Hand podcast. Just got started out. Two freshmen at BYU. So you can find us anywhere. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. But our biggest presence is on Instagram at No Unhollowed Hand Pod. And yeah.
Cool. Rock on. Sweet.
Easy.
Yeah, just say I second the motion.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. So here it goes, man. Which one do you want me to do first? Watching the banned Mormon cartoon? I just...
Let's start with that one. Start off strong.
Start with the bang.
Jeez, man. Whoever...
My gosh.
Talk about just recycling old tropes. But sure. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's do it right here. So here is our boy, Josh Benson, watching the banned Mormon cartoon. Let me guess, he's going to say it's all true. By the way, do Mein Kampf and the Jews next and just tell me if it's all true as well, So here we go, watching the banned Mormon cartoon. Oh, wait a second. It is amateur hour here because we don't got no sound. So I got to turn that on. If there's any question that we're doing this live, there is your answer right there.
When people don't like the stream, it mutes automatically.
Oh, word. Thanks for bailing me out.
Yeah,
that was a great segue, bro. That was a great segue.
Bigger issue here.
Okay, so here it is. Watching the banned Mormon cartoon by Josh Benson.
Trillions of planets scattered throughout the cosmos are ruled by countless gods who once were human like us.
5 seconds in, and this already feels like the original Star Trek intro.
They say that long ago on one of these planets...
Oh, wait a
It
second.
reminds me of the animated Hobbit. You ever see that?
Oh.
That's what the readers reminds me of.
Well, also, I just realized by him saying, 5 minutes in, this feels just like the original Star Trek. He's actually thinking the Mormon church produced this.
Well, no, he doesn't. That's interesting. I'll talk about that more after we finish through it.
Well, if you agree with it, you don't mock it. And it was actually made by anti-Mormon John MacArthur in Sun Valley in California, near my house in Los Angeles.
The thing about this dude is he's, I'd say, fairly well researched when it comes to Mormonism. So LJ, a guy kind of involved in this stuff, he commented. He had a huge comment thread with this dude. I read through it the other day. This guy's talking about how he reads, he has a Book of Mormon. He's talking about how he read the Journal of Discourses. He knows that this stuff isn't current practice or belief. He knows it.
So he's purposely recycling old tropes.
He's purposely trying to trick people to think that Mormons actually still believe this stuff. And he knows himself that they don't. But obviously he doesn't say that. So it just makes it all the much worse.
Oh, wait, dude, look whose face I recognize in the comments here.
Yeah.
One Joseph Gunbot. Ah, there you are, dog.
You realize Joseph is 17 years old, and he's doing more to debunk these messages online than most of us have ever done in our entire lives.
You're only 17, bro?
Yep.
It's crazy.
Should I have gotten, like, parental consent
Is this
to
even
have
legal
you
to
on the
have
live
him on?
stream?
Is this even legal?
Yeah, I was
we
going
don't
to say,
ask
dude.
questions.
Hopefully your mom doesn't call but be like, you're embarrassing my son. Actually, he's doing that himself, man. But, is appearing on Ward Radio technically contributing to the delinquency of a minor yet? You know? But, hey, you're a BYU. You're a big boy. What can I say? Your ancestors crossed the plains with children at your age, practically. So, okay, here we go. Watching the banned Mormon cartoon. Let's just start that one from the beginning so you can't say we took them out of context.
Trillions of planets scattered throughout the cosmos are ruled by countless gods who once were human like us.
5 seconds in, and this already feels like the original Star Trek intro.
They say that long ago on one of these planets, to an unidentified god and one of his goddess wives, a spirit child named Elohim was conceived. This spirit child was later born to human parents who gave him a physical...
By the way, I actually call BS that this is a reaction. That's just bad acting.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you this is not a real reaction video. And if this Josh Benson guy is as well learned on all of the anti-Mormon stuff as he says he is, I guarantee you he's seen this before. This is a fake reaction video. That's fake emotion.
Physical body.
For everybody at home, this is something we Christians in the biz like to call heresy.
Proved himself worthy and was elevated to godhood as his father.
By the way, we Christians in the biz is very telling. Like, you know, when one of the biggest criticisms, when one of the biggest criticisms of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and members that are, Mormons, who have all volunteer clergy, volunteer pastors, volunteer youth pastors, volunteer everything until you're literally giving a responsibility so high that you are no longer allowed to work, which is really only like the highest leaders like the prophet and the quorum of the 12 apostles who are so independently wealthy already they just donate it. When you come from a society of volunteers having a paid pastor, and I'm not saying this guy's a paid pastor, but someone who's of the paid pastor team tell you we in the biz know what's going on. I can see why the religion business became a documentary. I can see why. So, let's continue.
Before him. Mormons believe that Elohim is their heavenly father and that he lives with his many goddess wives on a planet near a mysterious star called Kolob.
Star Trek, Star Wars. Here in a couple seconds, we're going to find out Anakin Skywalker discovered the golden plates.
Here, the god of Mormonism and his wives through endless celestial sex.
For all the ex-Mormons watching, look at all the celestial coitus you're going to miss out on. All because you want to deconstruct.
Mormon gods called a great heavenly council meeting. Both of Elohim's eldest sons were there. Lucifer and his brother Jesus.
This is still heresy.
The vote that followed approved the proposal of the Mormon Jesus, who would become savior of the
We're
planet
gonna do
Earth.
fill a theater and just watch this with all our friends. That
would be fun.
Or if it'd be cheaper to fill a church.
Yeah,
we just show up to their event where they play this already, I guess. And
Are we just going to let it play and then go through and comment again, or do we want to be stopping?
I don't remember how long this goes. I think it's almost over.
Okay, let's just let him finish and then we'll go back.
Enraged, Lucifer cunningly convinced 1/3 of the spirits destined for Earth to fight with him in revolt. Those who remained neutral in the battle were cursed to be born with black skin. This is the Mormon explanation for the Negro race.
So that's how black people came into existence. I don't know what I was thinking.
Spirits that fought most valiantly against Lucifer would be born into Mormon families on planet Earth.
Are these supposed to be jokes, by the way? This guy was a comedian beforehand, right?
Some of his stuff is pretty funny. Like I can appreciate some of his stuff.
Okay.
But he's just not a nice guy when it comes to Mormons.
Huh. Yeah, I was about to say they're not landing very well. But all right, let's keep going.
These would be the lighter-skinned people. Team in human form once again journeyed to Earth from the starbase Kolob. this time to have sex with the Virgin Mary, in order to provide Jesus with a physical body.
I'm detecting some heresy.
After Jesus Christ grew to manhood, he took at least...
Okay, I think we've seen enough, and we get what's going on. There's plenty other clips that we have here to go over. Drew, your thoughts. Joseph, your thoughts. Austin, your thoughts.
Well, I think, first of all, this wasn't produced by the church, so he's acting like it is. And so I feel like that's like one of the biggest things that we have to take into account.
And he knows it's not, too.
He knows it's not.
He knows it's not.
He knows it's not.
This was an anti-Mormon cartoon that was made by financed by an anti-Mormon pastor using a team of Jewish animators that didn't realize they were making an anti-religious piece of material. They were basically giving the animation script without the voiceover. And when they saw what it became, they were aghast. And interestingly enough, actually, I'm going to pull this over and frame it a little bit better. I see your previous comment here, and you bring up a point that I forgot. You said this clip comes from the infamous anti-Mormon film, The God Makers. This is what the National Conference of Christians and Jews said about it. The film does not fairly portray the Mormon church, Mormon history, or Mormon beliefs. It makes extensive use of half-truths, faulty generalizations, sensationalism, and is not reflective of the true spirit of the Mormon faith. We find particularly offensive that Mormonism is, we find it particularly offensive that Mormonism is some sort of subversive plot, a danger to the community, a threat to the institution of marriage, and destructive to the mental health of teenagers. We are of the opinion that the film relies heavily on appeals to fear, prejudice, and unworthy human emotions. Brutal.
You know my favorite part about the Band Mormon cartoon, though?
What?
Is Starbase Collab. I think we should
so
lean in.
dude.
I think we should just accept
We
that.
have that. Jonah made a logo, or is that you that made the logo?
I want to make an AI and call it Starbase Collab or something. Like I want to make. We got to make something called that. Like
I'm renaming my router. In this studio,
So
I'm
like-
renaming my router.
There you go.
Starbase
That's a great
Collab.
We got to be using this.
Instead of saying Houston, we have a problem. Starbase Collab, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Starbase
Oh,
Collab.
that's fun. Yeah.
Okay, so keep going. Joe, we interrupted you. Keep going.
Oh, well, I think the worst part is he knows, like, reading through the comments, it's like his stuff about Mormons can be taken usually as lighthearted and just uninformed. But then you get into the comments, and he knows, like, enough that he knows that he's misrepresenting things. And, like, he accepts it. So in the comment section debacle he had with LJ, he was like, I forgot exactly what he said, but he said, yeah, I never said that all of these were current beliefs, but at one point all your prophets said it. And then he was like, yeah, but you're presenting it. He's like, no, I never said it though. But obviously he's presenting it in a way, he's trying to convince people this is what we believe and just to make fun of us. But he knows it's wrong. And I'm sure he knows that quote I put in the comments section. And I'm sure he knows that, like, we actually don't believe any of this. It's just so ridiculous to me. Like, if you just didn't know and you were posting this, like, that's honestly passable, but he knows. And I think that makes it all the much worse.
Yeah, and this is why, like, I take my duty as a Christian very seriously to try and live my life as best I can following the teachings of Jesus Christ. At the same time, this is part of the reason why, like, I don't want to be called a Christian. Like, sometimes when they try so hard to just push you out of the genre of Christianity and say, like, oh, Mormons aren't Christians. Our church has gone to great lengths to build bridges with these people to such a degree that now we're no longer even using the term Mormon, because it used to be technically actually a pejorative of the church from years gone by. And we emphasize the real name of the church, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But, like, at least in North America, when you say, like, I'm Christian, people think you're like this guy, not like the kind members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that you bump into on the daily. And, like, I look at this. We're just going to watch the opening again really fast, just the very beginning of this.
The trillions of planets scattered throughout the cosmos are ruled by countless gods
Listen to his
who
first
once
comment.
were human like us.
5 seconds in, and this already feels like the original Star Trek intro.
They say that long ago on one of these planets, to an unidentified god and one of his goddess wives, a spirit child named Elohim was conceived. This spirit child was later born to human parents who gave him a physical body.
For everybody at home, this is something we Christians in the biz like to call heresy.
Yeah, this just smacks of just like a dick move, just being a jerk.
That's all he does. It's his whole page. It's not even just when he talks about Mormons. It's
Who else
every
does he go
single
after?
group he talks
Who
about.
else do you go after?
He goes out.
Got to go after Muslims. Got to go after
Yeah.
Jehovah's Witnesses. You can't just be a shining light on a hill like Jesus commanded. No, you have to like oppress people you perceive as lesser based off of arbitrary standards and creeds developed in the Middle Ages. I'm sorry, I interrupted somebody. What are you saying?
Well, I think it's worth noticing that we actually do have a friend of the show named Starbase Kolob that I totally forgot, and he's going in the chat. He said he's going to trademark his self because we were talking about it. So
That's
shout out
funny.
to Starbase Kolob. He's great
Okay,
name, great.
excellent. Yeah, so I mean, just back to this right here. Part of the reason why I'm okay with not being called a Christian is because I don't want to be associated with guys like this. It's like no, this is what the cruel Romans that arrogantly wrote tracts against early vulnerable Christians that Paul later would try to debunk. Like Romans and Greeks in the Greco-Roman world spoke this arrogantly and cruelly about early Christians in the same way that Evangs, now the dominant religion in North America, and Protestants in the Evang Prot world, I guess you could call it, speak cruelly of Mormons. And whenever they talk about God and miracles and belief all day long until Mormons come on, and then they argue like cruel atheists. So like this is why it's like I don't even want to be called Christian sometimes, because I think like I'm not a dick. Like I don't know how to say it in non-vulgar terms, but it's just like
in this one he's just not taking it seriously, trying to say that this
no,
is like
it's
real
not
doctrine. But
calling it heresy, and this is a condescending attitude.
It's condescending, but what I'm saying is he's not making a lot of claims here. Let's move on to, because you say he does this a lot. Like he has a bunch of videos.
Yeah.
I want to see some where he's making claims here.
Okay, well, this one's titled Cult Leaders Be Like. So, all right. Haven't heard this one before. Okay, I'm going to start this one from the beginning. Refresh in 3, 2, 1.
Jobadiah, what's up, man? Just the guy I wanted to see. Hey, man, so I just got off the phone with Big G, you know, the guy upstairs, God, because I'm the prophet. I'm the only guy that can hear from God. And craziest thing, dude, God told me to bang your wife. No, I had the same reaction. I was like, what? Like, are you sure, God? I already have 34 concubines. I don't need another one. But God was like super adamant. Like, I know for sure. He was like, yo, if you don't bang Jobadiah's wife, he's going to die tomorrow, go to the 7 depths of hell, and all of his future generations are going to be cursed. And I was like, no, man. It's like, gosh, I just wish there was some other way, you know? But it's like, I'm the only one that's been burdened with the ability to hear from God, and you don't question God, you know? That's why he's God. Gosh, man, I wish you guys could hear from God directly so that you could know just how true this stuff is. I mean, me personally, I don't want to bang your wife, Jobadiah, your super hot smoking bod wife. Like, ew, it's so gross. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, we have to listen to what God commands. That's why he's God. And I don't want you to die or go to hell. Like, I want to save you from that. Man, and I'm like super tired. Like, I'm not in the right headspace for this. So we're all kind of making sacrifices, you know, man. Golly. Anyways, I'll see you tonight at 7, okay? Brother Jobadiah.
This guy was a tenth of the man of Joseph Smith, man. I just
Abraham next, bro.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like these people don't show how funny or well versed they are. Like, oh, I know the real history of Joseph Smith and what's really going on. It's like, you know, Solomon like literally is documented in the Bible as having like thousands of wives and concubines. Like, do Abraham next, dog. Like, do the lineage of Jesus. You dig up nothing but harlots and polygamists. Like, okay, I get you might have a problem with polygamy, but like,
well, there's plenty of jokes to be made about polygamy. The issue I have is the characterization of Joseph Smith. That's the problem I have with it. Because sure, if you want to make, talk about cult leaders who are like this, go right ahead. But this is not Joseph Smith. This is not what the research shows. You had Don Bradley in here talking about how, he was picking all these women who weren't sexually available at all. and Nauvoo polygamy seemed to be based on some other, he
was trying to unite the entire human family.
Yeah,
like
right.
dynastic
men,
sealing or whatever it's
absolutely.
men were getting sealed to other men as brothers.
Yes.
Was it now a homosexual orgy or like what? Come on, get
You
real,
read the
dude.
letters Joseph wrote to his wife. You read the letters that he wrote to his wife, and you don't. This is not the guy you come away with. Like, he absolutely believed that what he was doing was coming from God, and he absolutely didn't have this attitude of, I'm just trying to look for sexual partners. This is outrageous. And I'm not okay with it.
This is the bulk of what he does. He just does a lot of characterizations and making fun of Joseph Smith, not only like his claims, but as a character as well.
He was a good man.
Well, also, if you think that your only explanation for polygamy, outside of the scriptural explanation that's in the Book of Mormon, that only in times that it's necessary and God commands it, if the only thing you can think to explain it is sexual gratification, it says a little bit more about you than it does about us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay when it's weird to people, or when when we don't understand it. Certainly it's not a part of our culture. Well, I mean, I guess it's making a comeback nowadays.
No, it literally, he is a polygamist. Do you own a rap CD? I can't name a top 10 rapper that doesn't have 50 girlfriends right now. And at least in polygamy, they were like, there was somebody that was like responsible for their nurture and their care.
Sure.
Like all of secular rock and roll and rap is polygamous right now. It's just the women get dumped after they're used sexually instead of getting taken care of.
I don't have as much of a problem when you don't believe in, don't understand. There's issues with polygamy. Sure, go ahead. But when you take a good man and rake his name through the mud, knowing nothing about him, knowing nothing about what he did or what he stood for, or how he would take a beating for you and your beliefs, I just can't stand for it. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. And again, do Abraham next, Josh. Seriously, do Abraham next. Like, mock the Bible. It's like. You don't like polygamy? Do Abraham next. Do you have the guts for that? No, you don't, because you're a coward. So, I actually should say a religious bigot. Who knows? Okay, here's another one. If you want to be in the top 1%, what is this, like a sales video? Let's see. I'm going to start it from the beginning. 3, 2, 1, go.
1% in sales, you read the Book of Mormon.
There's our guy, Aaron Smith, the #1 salesman in the nation for this
that was
year.
cringe,
Congrats,
though.
man. Thank you guys. Wow, thank you guys so much. You did not have to do this, man.
Tell us your secret.
What's up? You want to know my secret? This little guy right here. Yeah, I just started reading the Book of Mormon, modeling my life after Joseph Smith. Now I have 3 wives, 1 ring for each wife, and I've never worked harder, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, also, I don't know how I feel about black people anymore.
I want to be the top.
Okay,
1%.
that legitimately, I think that's funny.
Yeah, the 3 rings
That's
was creative.
the thing. That's the thing. I'm okay with some humor, with some joke, and the video he's responding to, objectively cringy.
Yep.
Objectively cringy.
Well, hold on. He might have said, read the Book of Mormon and you'll feel self-empowered or something.
I saw the video. It's cringy, Carter.
Is it cringy?
Yeah,
It's
it
ridiculous.
is.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
It's the worst of sales, bro. And it's like I believe that you read the Book of Mormon, you'll become a better person. If you're a better person, you're getting along with people better. Maybe you'll do better in your career. Totally fine. But the way you sell it,
Evangelicals do this all the time.
I
How many
know.
car salesmen that have 15 dealerships in Atlanta,
with
Georgia,
ya.
have said, you want to be a real good salesman, brother? Let me tell you, you read the Bible and you apply the lessons of Jesus in your life.
The
and you can have
premise
all, like,
isn't
come
wrong.
on.
The premise isn't wrong. It's the delivery that's cringe.
Okay.
It's-
Sure.
We're not a prosperity gospel.
Okay, so that one was
That
only like
wasn't
5
bad.
out of 10. That
Yeah.
wasn't bad. That was. I wouldn't call
But-
that one.
but-
That was humor, not religious
Interesting
bigotry.
that your whole account is just it's obsessed with joking about other cultures. It's one thing to be a comedian and to make fun of your own culture in a way that's endearing.
And he does
I
some
love
of that. He does a little bit of
okay.
that. Yeah.
This
Well,
just,
who's teaming you on here? What, you buddy with this guy? What?
Well, I mean,
No, I'm just kidding.
oh, Joseph got the words. Man.
no, I would debate this guy any day on Mormonism. I think I'd beat him
Guaranteed
too.
he's a coward. guaranteed.
He would never.
You could bet your bottom dollar on that. You're invited, bro. We'll fly you down here, and you can choose the topic. You can have the opening salvo, whatever. It's actually not going to be a debate. I don't like debates. Discussions.
Josh.
Discussions.
Josh, don't let a 17-year-old beat you out on what you think you know so much about.
Oh,
come on, man.
These guys had to finish essays that were due today so they could hop on the live stream. I don't think you realize, like, they're cooking.
Oh, that's funny. Well, also the truth is just like it's like come on, who's the boxer? Mike Tyson said like y'all are just way too used to being able to talk trash and not get punched in the face. I just think these people get so brave because they're just protected by this veneer of digitalness. And I guarantee in person he would not be this.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
in person he would not be this, which is kind of sick though, because that means he's living a false life and putting on a mask, which is kind of basically like one of the number one things that Jesus taught us to get out of.
Hold up.
This false sense of self.
What? Hold up. We got some super chats.
Oh, crap.
We got some super chats. Zion's Camp 1830 says, I've always hated the cartoon. Good to be back on the live stream. Been in Honduras with fiance and kids, so I've been busy. Me encanto Radio del Barrio.
That was phenomenal Spanish.
That's
Me encanta Radio del Barrio.
Radio del Barrio.
You got to roll your R's. Radio
del Barrio. Del Barrio. That's a lot of
El Barrio. You ever been to New York, like with the Puerto Ricans? Vamos a Barrio.
I love Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, they do.
I do love. All right, Dragon's Lair X12 says, "Man, are they just jealous that we have temples and temple rocks back in PA? Some more priesthood restoration site messages come soon. That's awesome." And this one, that's a cool super chat. Taylor Brownie, curious and friendly non-Mormon here. I find LDS theology quite beautiful and think the religion emerged organically and not in fraudulence. I'm deeply sorry you have to deal with people like this. Also, your women are hotter. Thank you. Thank you, Taylor Brownie, for being a friend here.
Yeah,
to the
thank
channel.
you. I mean, put this dude Josh Benson in a room with Blake Ostler, and then have them hash it out, and then who's going to come out on top? Because I guarantee you, this guy, like, maybe he has the Book of Mormon, maybe he's given it a read. Probably not. I'm pretty sure I've seen him say that he has read it, but I doubt he has. And then, like, maybe he's read the Journal of Discourses, like he said, but I also doubt he actually did read the Journal of Discourses. But, like, I guarantee his level, like, his knowledge of what we actually believe is so superficial, and you can just tell, because he has no respect for it. He thinks it's just silly. So obviously he doesn't know anything. And then he claims, I don't know, he just, like, it just really pisses me off, like, how he goes around acting like he knows everything. And then even in his comments, like, he acts like, oh, yeah, I know everything about Mormonism. I still think it's dumb. And it's just, I don't know.
Guaranteed you don't. And I just think if you want to know what the Greeks and the Romans that persecuted early Christians sounded like, what their attitude was like, this is it. Like, that's it right there. I guarantee you that's a human condition that has not changed in 2,000 years. So, all right, we're going to the next one, right? So we got this one here. POV, the BYU basketball team first practice in 1978. I guarantee you this is not historically accurate. I guarantee you this is not historically accurate.
Well, it's just a joke. It's kind of funny, too. It's another one of the more lighthearted ones.
Okay, well, that's good. Let's see.
These guys to play with us now. We're not going to lose our starting jobs. They don't even know the fundamentals. Look at them. Oh, my Mormon God, they can dunk? Brigham, I don't care that we're allowing these guys to play with us now. We're not going to lose our starting jobs. They don't even know the fundamentals. Look at them.
Okay. I don't get it. What's going on? I can't read the text. What does it say?
He says POV, the BYU basketball team's first practice in 1978. Okay, that was actually kind of funny, only because I recognize the anti-Mormon digs in it. But, okay, good. More of this, less of the other. More of this, less of the other. Man, dude, how many of his videos does he have? Holy crap.
What
he's like
percentage of his
us?
content is this? That's what I want to know.
You can skip this one.
Jeez,
Yeah,
why?
There's nothing to see or talk about on that. It's just another funny gag.
Okay, it says POV: a Mormon guy sees you drinking coffee. He's on his 4th monster today.
Pretty accurate too. I would even agree with him that he should be poking fun at that people do that.
Yeah. The blind spot
This
in our
one's good.
culture
We should watch
for
this.
saying I skip. By the way, this is actually American culture at large, not just Mormon culture. There's like been this big shift of people like quitting coffee, and then you see them with like their 3rd Celsius drink, and you're like, do you realize you've consumed literally the same, if not more, amount of caffeine? It's all right. Okay. And then this one, POV, you're an ex-Mormon in Utah. Oh, no, sorry. Church Chad response incoming. Okay, let's see what this one has to say. Church Chad, go.
So in other words, you left the Church of Jesus Christ and the knowledge that Jesus Christ is the Son of God to believe in a tri-personed substance that was invented extra-biblically by men? Okay.
This is a very interesting response from an LDS member. Those of you that are new here,
Immediately
I've been
poisoning the
insisting
well. First thing he does is he poisons the well by just saying, like, ridiculing the fact that he's LDS. So what's his name? What's that? I know his name. The beard guy.
Oh, Colton Miller?
Yeah, Colton Miller.
Okay,
So
yeah.
he makes Colton Miller's like before he even addresses what he actually said, automatically trying to make it less like good.
Yeah,
by
like
just
an
poisoning-
LDS men are less credible.
Yeah, that's
And again, this is just how the Greeks and the Romans spoke about Christians. Like this is literally the type of attitude that they had, and the approach that they took. So here, let's do it one more time.
You left the Church of Jesus Christ and the knowledge that Jesus Christ is the Son of God to believe in a tri-personed substance that was invented extra-biblically by men? Okay.
This is a very interesting response from an LDS member. Those of you that are new here, I've been insisting that Mormons are not Christian for a while now. The LDS church is its own thing, and the Christian church is its own thing. Now,
But actually also, by the way, it's not. You're talking about the Christian church as though it's like one cohesive whole.
Well, I think he's playing into the whole like weird Protestant theology of the whole body of Christ is the church.
Now ask him if Catholics are included in the
yeah, I
body
mean-
of Christ. No. By the way, you want to debunk these clowns? Show up to one of their conventions and just say, "Hey, is dancing appropriate in church?" Throw in that hand grenade and watch them all argue and bark each other down, quoting scripture the whole way. So before this guy fools you into thinking that they got it all together and Joseph Smith was a sexual predator, just ask them, if Footloose got it right or wrong. And Vodi Beauchamp will give you a completely different answer than this guy's pastor. We'll give you a completely different answer from Joel Osteen. We'll give you a completely different answer from the Presbyterians. We'll give you a completely different answer from et al. Of the non-denominational Christian churches. So when he goes around saying like, oh yeah, well, like Mormons aren't Christian. You got Mormons over here and Christians over there. No, it's more like you got Mormons over here making sense. And then Christians over there, not being able to agree on anything except for we hate Mormons. Frankly, because they're jealous of us, but let's keep going.
I'm a Protestant. If one of my Protestant friends said, hey man, I'm not really feeling the Protestant church anymore, I'm not feeling the Methodist or the Baptist church, I'm going to go be a part of the Orthodox church now. Or, hey, I'm going to go be a Catholic. I've been going to Catholic Mass. I'm going to be a part of the Catholic church now.
Does he know that the Orthodox believe pretty much the same theology of deification that we do?
Yeah.
Or is he not that well studied?
Most likely not that well studied. And the thing is, they're very unaware of all of the other Eastern Orthodox churches that broke off in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th centuries that still exist to this day, and how wildly closer in beliefs they are to us as older faiths than they are to them as newer faiths. In fact, one of the biggest, I'm sorry, I don't want this to be a tangent, but have you guys gone to Israel yet?
No.
You will notice something really interesting. In Israel, they don't mess around with new faiths. New faiths just don't have respect. we are the holy city, and there are 4 people that like they recognize as, okay, cool, you have some kind of claim here. There's Jews. It is Jerusalem. They date back to before Christ. Then Christ comes, and there's Christians. But when they say Christians, they really mean the oldest Orthodox and the oldest Catholic faiths. Because all of this Protestant stuff that came out of the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s with Lutheranism and Wesleyism and all this other stuff. No, that's a party that that's all just like the copy of the copy of the copy of the copy of the copy. We're interested in the OG faiths here. All right. It's like the Godfathers, like the mafia bosses sitting around the poker table, So they're about the Jews, they're about the Christians, and by that they mean the oldest ancient Christians, none of this modern stuff. And then third, the Muslims. And then strangely, members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have like a foothold of respect there that was actually really interesting. And you notice it most amongst the antiquities dealers. Like the antiquities dealers, the museum directors, the people that are into like the archaeology and the history of the city, they actually have this respect for members of the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. And I asked him why, and he said, oh, because you know your scriptures so well. I was like, huh? And the antiquities dealer told me this, something very interesting. He says, yeah, year after year after year, as American tourists come here, like when I show them, like, look, this is a Herodian lamp, they just look at it like, what's that? Well, you know the parable of the 10 virgins? No, I don't know. And he's like, Mormons are the only ones that understand, like, this is a Herodian lamp. Like, this is the lamp they held during the parable of the 10 virgins. And he's like, and members of our faith will be like, oh my gosh, that's a Herodian lamp. And there's a connection there between them. And this guy was Muslim. He doesn't even read the New Testament as a holy book, but he just recognizes, like, these people are spiritually grounded and they are a people of the book. And that's literally what he called us, was like one of the people of the book. And I just thought that is so interesting. So when you go around there and they ask you what religion you are, when you say I am Christian or you say I'm Mormon, they're not thinking to exclude you out of the body of Christ. It's only a North American Protestant thing, because I would argue Mormons are more well respected in the Holy Land than most of these modern evangelical types. They can't stand these guys for their proselyting techniques. It's actually really, really interesting to see how we're treated here versus how we're treated there amongst like actual OG Jerusalem people. So, does it make sense? Am I making sense here? Not? Okay, cool. Just making sure. So, all right, we keep going.
My response would be, hey, that's cool, man. Like, whatever you need structure-wise to have the most optimal walk. Colton's response.
No, by the way, that's BS.
He would not say that.
He would not say that. Let's go back. We'll watch that one again. We'll go. Oh, I can watch that one again.
Jesus Christ and the knowledge that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, to believe in a tri-personed substance that was invented extra-biblically by men? Okay.
This is a very interesting response from an LDS member. Those of you that are new here, I've been insisting that Mormons are not Christian for a while now. The LDS church is its own thing, and the Christian church is its own thing. Now, I'm a Protestant. If one of my Protestant friends said, hey man, I'm not really feeling the Protestant church anymore, I'm not feeling the Methodist or the Baptist church, I'm going to go be a part of the Orthodox church now. Or, hey, I'm going to go be a Catholic. I've been going to Catholic Mass. I'm going to be a part of the Catholic church now. My response would be, hey, that's cool, man. Like, whatever you need structure-wise to have the most optimal walk.
BS. I guarantee you, if I look up this guy's got content against Orthodox people.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? like Church Chad, Ben Johnson, Orthodox. And then let's just see what pops up. There's no way what he just said is true. But anyway, let's keep going. Let him finish.
Colton's response here is very interesting to me, because although Mormons insist that they are Christian, it's a very common Mormon response to be upset or frustrated if someone is leaving the Mormon church for a branch of Christianity.
So is he suggesting really that Protestants don't care if you leave their sect and it's only Mormons that do? That's just asinine.
I've made videos on Mormonism saying that it's not Christian, and the response I got from LDS members is, hey, we are a branch of Christianity.
By the way, it's members of the LDS Church. If you really want to claim to be an authority on us, you should at least be able to pronounce our vernacular, our most basic, simple terminologies, at least half as well as we do. And it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Individuals are called Latter-day Saints, not LDSs or whatever rendition of the terminology he just butchered here. But it's either the LDS Church or members of the LDS Church or Latter-day Saints. Nobody talks the way he does, except for evangelical pastors who write books about us not being in the know.
We need to be unified. Why would you attack another branch of Christianity? I would ask Colton and other LDS members, why are you frustrated when someone leaves the Mormon church for another Christian church if we're all Christian? Why do Mormons try to evangelize to other Christians if we're all Christian? Do Mormons believe that they are better than us regular Christians? Or maybe the Mormons believe that they...
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
It's not better than. With increased light comes increased responsibility. Okay, and we do believe that the truth has been restored, and a natural byproduct of having truth is wanting to share it with others. It's not a better than.
See, what we believe is better, our conception of God is better, our understanding of why we're here on this earth, our understanding of where we came from, where we're going. Our scriptures are cooler, better, we have more of them.
We're
Don't forget our women.
We're happier.
Don't
We're
forget our
better
women.
looking.
Yeah, our
we're
girls
richer,
are hotter.
Girls are hotter.
Yeah.
No,
I'm liking this part. Keep going. That's the intro.
There's plenty of evangelical Christian friends that I know that are objectively, I think, better Christians than I am. You know, we don't have that, but sure, doctrinally, everyone thinks they're right doctrinally, right? I think there's beautiful restored truth in Mormonism, in the Church of Jesus Christ, that goes right along with the truths that most Christians believe. It's interesting. There's in the chat, people are asking like, who's the most friendly toward the Latter-day Saint Church of the Protestant denominations? And I'm like, all the Protestants I know are super chill. And it's because they don't listen to what their pastors say, and they don't even believe half the stuff their pastors say. And when I'm talking to them about the plan of salvation, they're like, oh, that makes sense, because, you know, I was always taught that this one group is going to hell, and that never sat well with me. So I feel like people believe and hear restored truth, and it makes sense to them. Does that make us better? Well, it makes our women hotter, for sure. Absolutely.
That's funny. And our Chads chatter.
And our Chads chatter.
I mean, one thing he said, which I actually want to like non-satirically talk about, is he was saying like, if we're all Christian, then why, if we're all in the same body of Christ, whatever, why do we still evangelize them? And then, I mean, obviously we don't believe like the thing he said, if like, oh, if you just accept Christ in your minds and heart, then you're saved. Because, I mean, number one, we believe in a different concept of the word saved. And obviously, like, we, as Latter-day Saints, there are certain things that are only available as being a faithful, covenant-keeping member of this church that obviously you can't do if you're a Protestant. And so, I mean, that's the reason. Obviously, like, we'd rather you guys be Christian than atheist, you know. But I think he's just very horribly laying out his argument and then just creating a very bad straw man of the reasoning behind why we evangelize so much, or why we try our best to keep our loved ones in the church if they choose to leave. But I think he's also over-exaggerating that we, I don't know, shame them. Although I'm sure that's happened, it's not really the majority of what I see, because I've seen a lot of people leave the church, some of my family included, and that's not how everyone handles it.
Sure.
Yeah. So, obviously, Joe does all the heavy lifting on your podcast, and you just sit there looking good, Drew. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, Drew, we're actually doing a thing tonight with Drew. He's going to go. The person who donates the most, the most super chats tonight gets to go on a date with Drew. I mean, that's.
In fact, I'm writing this as a goal. Make a super chat more fun with a goal. So 10 super chats of Teal and higher in the next 30 minutes that comes out.
He's single.
And say, yeah, gets a shot at a date with Drew, because I don't want YouTube to think that we weren't making good. And you will have discretion here, my man.
All right.
But we got, hey, watch out. We got some real big heavy donors here, like Mary Lou
Mary Lou would be a fantastic
if she's single.
date.
If she's single, bro, you know what I'm saying?
She sounds hot.
Yeah.
Come through, Mary Lou. Come through.
Come through. We're gonna see if you swipe right or left, bro. We're gonna see if you swipe right or left with Mary Lou, dude. Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. Okay, so start goal right now. So we've got a goal. 0 out of 10 super chats. We'll see if we get some supers off of that one, my man.
No, this is cool. This is just really cool. Like that you guys are hyped on this stuff. I know I sound like an old man, but I'm like, you kids are on the socials, and I can't keep up with like this. That's just amazing. They're like writing essays by day for class. You're getting ready for missions. You've already read lectures on faith, and you're like, it needs to be canonized. Like, these guys are crazy. And they're podcasting. They've got great content. We're lucky to have them. We're lucky to have them.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Now, back to religious bigot. It's Church Chad, go.
The LDS Church is the only Christian church, which would be shocking, too. I'm very curious.
Okay.
I didn't catch exactly what the last point he was making.
Yeah, we'll watch this one more time.
So in other words, you left the Church of Jesus Christ and the knowledge.
The only thing that sucks about Instagram Reels compared to YouTube Reels is you can scrub YouTube Shorts. You can, get the cursor and drive through them. With Instagram Reels, at least on the desktop, you can't scrub them. So here we go.
Those of you that are new here, I've been insisting that Mormons are not Christian for
By new here, he means those that aren't in the biz, as he said earlier. Here we go.
a while now. The LDS church is its own thing, and the Christian church is its own thing. Now, I'm a Protestant. If one of my Protestant friends said, hey man, I'm not really feeling the Protestant church anymore, I'm not feeling the Methodist or the Baptist church, I'm going to go be a part of the Orthodox church now. Or, hey, I'm going to go be a Catholic. I've been going to Catholic Mass. I'm going to be a part of the Catholic.
Guaranteed, if he's really a Protestant from America, he has ancestors probably only 4 generations removed that shot Mormons. I guarantee you this guy's family tree. I guarantee you.
I mean, it's in his blood, you can tell.
You know what I'm saying? I guarantee
you.
I guarantee you this guy descends from anti-Mormons.
Dude, if he was living in Missouri before the execution order was gone, he'd be shooting Mormons for sport.
This guy would have
like
signed
pigs.
the Mormon execution order, the Mormon extermination order in a heartbeat. He would have signed that, pulled the trigger himself, dude.
Catholic church now. My response would be, hey, that's cool, man. Like, whatever you need structure-wise to have the most optimal walk. Colton's response here is very interesting to me because although Mormons insist that they are Christian, it's a very common Mormon response to be upset or frustrated if someone is leaving the Mormon church for a branch of Christianity. And I've made videos on Mormonism saying that it's not Christian, and the response I got from LDS members is, hey, we are a branch of Christianity. We need to be unified. Why would you attack another branch of Christianity? I would ask Colton and other LDS members, why are you frustrated when someone leaves the Mormon church for another Christian church if we're all Christian? Why do Mormons try to evangelize to other Christians if we're all Christian? Do Mormons believe?
No, Mormons try to evangelize to everybody, regardless of their creed or previous religious belief.
So
we
what's this
evangelize to our own inactive members.
We evangelize to our active members. Like the missionaries come to our house all the time.
Yeah. What's this guy's deal? So is he like a minister? Is he a pastor? Is he
He's a
just
religious
TikTok?
bigot.
He's just a TikToker?
He's just an influencer who is on the bandwagon of evangelical Protestantism because it's cool, and then also hates on Mormons because it's cool.
But he gets a lot of traction with young people, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I've gotten
Really?
a lot of young people. Yeah, in fact, this dude's been on my radar for a while. I just frankly haven't edited some of the content, but did you find the one skit he did where he wore like the pets? Dude, we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg of his
Really?
anti-Mormon content, dude. Yeah.
So is this Instagram? Is this TikTok? Where is
It's
he got
Instagram.
He's
traction?
on both though.
It's on both.
He's
got
got
traction
like
everywhere?
500K on TikTok.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, we could make some funny skits with this guy.
Yeah, he's funny
He should come
on
on.
occasion.
You want him on?
Yeah. I want him on.
Okay.
And then we help him not be so ridiculous on the things where he's being ridiculous, and we could give him some good ammo for some of the things.
No, I get that, but also like that's kind of one of the biggest problems with religious bigotry is how often have you found that super curable?
Right. I'm trying to be nice here, Carden. I'm trying to get him on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can
Maybe
get
I
him
just
on.
grew up in Los
I don't like
Angeles
it.
surrounded by these people.
I'm annoyed by things that he's doing, but I don't think we, don't talk to the guy.
Like did all the Jim Crow racists that hated black people in the 60s just say like, oh, well, now that they passed the Civil Rights Act, we all realize that we were wrong.
Like they are always talking about our priesthood ban and the mark of Cain, like, oh, Joseph, and then Joseph Smith invented the mark of Cain. I'm pretty sure it was dudes like you. Like, it's traceable back to Protestantism.
Yes,
the idea of black people being descended from
Joseph
Cain.
Smith had a presidential platform until he was the first presidential candidate assassinated on emancipation. And he was hated by the locals in Missouri because he was an emancipationist, and that we had freemen, as they were called back then, meaning ex-slaves or else freed or northern African Americans, were very attracted to our faith. And it wasn't until under heavy duress and persecution that Brigham Young actually had to choose whether or not Utah was a slave or an emancipation state, that he vacillated seven times under political pressure and duress. And frankly, because they were so persecuted, they had to try and figure out and justify all of these attitudes that they had. It was only then under pressure that they then adopted the overwhelmingly Protestant curse of Cain doctrine, which is the reason why the First and Second Baptist Church even exist, because one didn't want to give up its slaves. So, I mean, this is the most, at best, historically ignorant, at worst, deliberately cruel take on history you can have. And Protestantism has no leg to stand on.
It's just weird.
No leg to stand on whatsoever on this.
Weird people like this exist, Like, people are just chill. And then you get chronically online, and I think this happened. I don't know. It's just weird.
Well, I do wonder if it's paying off for him because, for example, my editor, all right, athletic, young, 20-something, I'd say, very kind of in the middle of the bell curve of Instagram users, Gen Z guy. He himself said when he says, "Dude, you got to debunk this guy," like. All of us are kind of tolerant. Like, if we like South Park, just because they make one Anti-Mormon episode, we're not going to stop watching. At 2, we'll kind of be like, what's going on here? At 3, we're kind of like, okay, I need to make a decision. Do I want to keep supporting this or not? And most of us, by 4, we're out of there, right? So I could tell he was at the point of like, yeah, he's kind of started doing like a lot more Anti-Mormon stuff than I feel comfortable. You might have to address this at some point. And so I kind of wonder, I'm like, is this serving him? Like, ultimately, I'm curious, has this aided his growth or has it ultimately ended up stifling it? Because in my opinion, we're still so small a sect of Christianity, dare I say, Christianity in the biblical sense, not the colloquial sense. We're still such a small sect in Christianity. I wonder, would most of his audience or a general audience be interested in all these dunks on Mormonism?
Well,
or would they just scroll past and it tanks?
That's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, I don't know what is he promoting on his account.
A lot of these videos, not only just by him, that make jokes, not necessarily like people who like go, not the style of the video we're reacting to now, where he goes and debunks like LDS apologist statements or whatever, but just jokes about like Joseph Smith or polygamy or the priesthood ban. Those reels do really well. Like, they get millions of views. And a lot of non-members, because I have, like, you can see who likes it. I have a lot of non-member friends from Texas who like those style of reels. I'm like, you don't know the first thing about Mormonism, yet you're liking this reel about, I don't know, Joseph Smith and his multiple wives.
It's cult porn. Yeah, it's cult
exactly.
porn. It's the new anti-Mormonism. It's just like, it's like the women that listen to true crime just to think like, oh my gosh, and it's yeah, cult pornography. It's the sensationalism of like oh my gosh, it's real. Like, did you know that X does Y? Like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's such a hashtag. Only wealthy people with no problems can find it sensational and entertaining, but they do.
Well, more importantly than all of this, we have actually. I'm sorry, Drew. I don't want to hurt your feelings here. We've only had one super chat, and it was a $2 super chat, and it was from a guy. So he says, bro date?
I'm down.
Gentile Ben, he's down.
Pick me up at 7.
Pick me up at 7. Oh, that's
He'll wear
funny.
something nice. He'll wear something nice.
Dude, that is funny, man. No, but there's still time, right? If I'm looking at
there's
this.
time. We got a goal set.
There's
Come
a
on,
goal
guys.
set. Gentile Ben.
Your
Look,
competition.
There's
Gentile
20
Ben.
minutes and 22 seconds left on this. There's 20 minutes left for you to get out of your date with Gentile Ben.
Oof.
So,
I'm ready.
dude, how much money would you have to get paid? You know what I'm saying? That'd be funny. That'd be hilarious. Okay, cool. So we keep going. On to the next one. I think we covered that one. If you ever want to know what the guys that shot the kids in the Hans Mill Massacre look like, there's your face.
This one is funny. This one got 500,000 likes.
Is that the Alvin and the Chipmunks guy?
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. I liked it.
What's he saying? I can't read it.
It says, how Mormons look at you when you say you don't believe Jesus came to America in a golden spaceship from the planet Colby Jack.
See, that's pretty tasteful. That's funny.
That's funny.
Wait, what's the planet Colby Jack?
I laughed. Well, he's just making
He's
fun
making
of
fun
like
of
all the
Kolob and how-
LDS cosmology claims and stuff.
Oh, okay. Explain Leviathan next.
Crickets.
Yeah. Explain Genesis 1:1 next. Like I don't know. Look, I'm a comedian. I'm all about laughing at
So what do you
anything,
do with
so
guys
fine.
like this? You just let him. I mean, he's not harming anybody.
Yeah, 'cause, I
He's
mean,
not
if-
gaining a ton of traction. It's not his sole focus.
Yeah.
He's just rude about it.
I mean,
sometimes.
Well, I don't know. It's becoming an increasing focus. Like, if it were just only once in a while, you'd think like, okay, fine, we can all take a joke, right?
Yeah.
But I noticed the way these guys go. It becomes an increasingly larger obsession and an increasingly larger portion of their channel and of just like their personality. And you have to ask yourself, like, I take the term anti-Mormon very seriously. Joe Rogan has said a lot of stuff that is not true about members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and Christians, including, Mormons are the nicest cult members and occasional jokes like that. But you look at the whole sum of his content, and we are 0.0000001% of his content. He's not obsessing over it. And he is, at the end of the day, really kind of only repeating just general social tropes, because we're still such a small part of the zeitgeist and of the American population that we can't really expect our fellow Americans to realize, look, we're not all polygamists, we're not all this. Like, we're smart and we get it. It's when that crossover is made to where you've been told multiple times that what you're saying is not true, yet you are choosing to rehearse the untrue trope instead of learning. I'm not aware of any member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that's actually sat across from Joe Rogan and said, no, actually super interesting, but did you know, like, this is the truth about polygamy. Oh, super interesting about coffee. I get that's the trope, but this is the church. I actually think a member of the church sitting down with Joe Rogan and clarifying anti-Mormon stereotypes would be wildly interesting content for people that are obsessed with our cult porn. I mean, the Book of Mormon musical and The Secret Wives of Mormon Wives have been two of the top 10 pieces of pop culture that have come out of America in the past decade. So obviously we are increasingly on people's radars. And that would be interesting content even for the general population, I think. And Joe Rogan is a reasonable enough guy, as evidenced by his willingness to shed old liberal tropes during COVID, as he was interviewing more conservative doctors and more conservative-leaning politicians who said, nah, we're being lied to. Here's the reality of the situation. He is intellectually honest enough and has already had a track record that when shown the historical truth through primary sources, which frankly support Mormonism, anti-Mormon tropes, once they're put up to scrutiny, they look worse and worse and worse. And Joe Rogan has a history of actually, receiving new data and ingesting it into his thought process. So I wouldn't call Joe Rogan an anti-Mormon, though he's said, anti-Mormon stuff, because he's not inventing it. He's not, there's a line that he's not crossing. And it's also not the focus of his content or a major portion of the focus of this content. Increasingly over the years, it's Church Chad is making more and more of this. Am I wrong, Joe?
He is making more. I think He made a first one. It might have been the one you were talking about, the one that you've seen. I
Yeah.
don't know because
Where he
I
wore the hat, the big black hat. Yeah.
I think that might be his first one, but it did well enough, and then he kept making more and more. And I think as he kept making more, he started learning more. When I say learning, I mean going to other anti-Mormon sources to learn more. But I mean,
and it's exploitation. Like, frankly, like it's just exploitation. That's what anti-Mormon is in part, is just exploitation. Its church chat is just exploiting untrue tropes for money at this point.
Yeah.
Have you reached out to this guy at all?
I reached out in an email, I believe, on his website like 6 months ago. I don't think I've reached out to so many.
Like,
I don't want to quote
it's
myself
just
on
weird.
that, though.
He's not being like so crazy.
Okay, but the thing is,
but it's just rude. It's just silly.
the thing is that's true, and then like you can like for most
Find
of
the
stuff,
Joseph Smith one. You don't like people disrespecting Joseph Smith?
No,
It was
yeah.
bad.
Go to
I'm
his
sure
first
you can get me
one.
mad with that.
It was most of his stuff I think is fine, but then you see the way that he comments with Latter-day Saints to try to correct him. He's just so dismissive, so rude.
Interesting.
And then it's like, okay, this guy's actually a bigot. He's just not making funny stuff.
Here's a good way of
Interesting.
doing it. Here's a good litmus test. If you want to know if somebody's truly anti-Mormon, replace Mormonism, the tone of voice he uses when he says Mormon, and the way he addresses Mormons, and just put in Jews.
Yeah.
And if it
no.
sounds like a Nazi's talking, you probably got an anti-Mormon.
Yeah, it's an issue.
Dude, when he uses like bullcrap sources like the banned Mormon cartoon to characterize what we believe, it's like giving someone Mein Kampf and saying, okay, read this and tell me what you think about Jews.
And I'm over here. I'm laughing at some of the jokes because I think it's okay to laugh. You know, I think it's okay to. But
3 of these would have been just fine.
Yeah, but definitely lines being crossed, and the fact that he's unreasonable in the comments and doesn't realize that, like, people aren't just laughing or being like, that's not cool. Like, it hurts. It does hurt when what you believe is just tossed around like this.
Can you find that first one on Joseph Smith?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My man, look that up, and because we've got 2 more to go over right now. So we only got another 20 minutes left, and frankly, we only got another about 10 minutes left in Drew's date chance here.
Oh, guess who
You know what I'm
topped it on
saying?
the super chats?
Oh, who? Is she going
So,
on a date with him now?
The first one.
Please tell me it's
Drew,
Mary Lou.
The first one was Bro Date from Gentile Ben, right?
Yeah.
The second one, we got Gentile Ben coming in at $5, topping his own vote. He says, "Still me, booyah. This topic genuinely weighs heavy on my heart. Sufficient unto the day. Love God with a whole heart and your neighbors as well." He's expressing some love there, Drew.
Dude, I'm feeling the love all the way over here.
Yeah, maybe on your date you can talk about anti-Mormonism. Bro.
I feel like we'd have a lot of the same opinions.
Oh
though.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
dude.
a great time.
Dude, for real,
Gentile
man.
Ben, where are you at? Where are you from?
Yeah, Gentile
We'll make this
Ben.
work out.
That's kind of an interesting. That's an interesting username. Okay, so here's the next video. The Mormons in my area are so persistent. He says, "Go."
All right. Dude, hey, what's going on?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Elder Jacobs. I was wondering if I could talk to you about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm good. I'm already a Christian. So thanks, man.
No, that's perfect because we are as well, but we're the true church of Jesus. So
Right.
Yeah,
No,
you know,
like I said,
it'd be
I'm
awesome.
already a Christian, so I don't need the software update. Thanks, man.
But, I mean, sir, this is a wonderful house you have here. Surely an additional wife or two would help with.
By the way, this is not all the way Mormon missionaries are.
Oh,
That is an
come on.
evangelical missionary thing.
It's
though.
not even close. There's no.
Yeah.
They're not in sight and sound. Where's his companion?
They got.
It's ridiculous. I object. No, it's cool until he starts going for like. When I was a missionary, I genuinely cared about people, and you know what felt awful? You know what felt awful is like interrupting their day. I hated interrupting their day. I hated tracting. You know why? Because I knew they didn't want me to be there, right? But
Well, some of them didn't.
I had a
yes.
genuine belief in what I was teaching, and it genuinely brought peace to those who wanted to hear it, who were ready for it. And this is not at all how door approach goes.
Yeah.
These guys ever knock on your door, they're nice dudes.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah, it's a cruel misrepresentation that I would say borderlines on trope. But here's my only other thing to betas like Ben. I'm sorry. The reason why I have such difficulty taking this kind of humor from evangelicals is because of their use of the word mission. All the time they talk about their mission trips. And have you ever been on an evangelical mission trip? Let me tell you, the nicest, cushiest log cabins in the mountains you've ever seen are their mission trips. They spend 1 week in a nice hotel in Tijuana where they take a bus to an orphanage somewhere and spend like 3 hours in a soup line. And they all act like they have just descended into the harrowing of hell themselves before they come back to their rich white suburb. Let me tell you, that's probably a nice suburb that's his buddy's front door. They live the most spoiled American existences. Meanwhile, where'd you serve, Austin?
I was in North America, in New York, in the city of Buffalo, and then in rural areas like Palmyra, New York.
Guaranteed as a missionary, there's probably a bunch of gross, stupid, crappy jobs you did, and a lot of them were probably service projects you were never even remotely thanked for, right?
There were some cool service projects too, but yeah, lots of that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You talk to every missionary that served in the Church of Jesus Christ.
Got kicked out of a few homes. Yeah.
And okay, I wasn't talking about that, but the gross, thankless, septic manual labor. I will never forget the moment I found myself knee and ankle deep in human sewage because I was the tallest guy that could reach the 2-liter bottle that had stopped a block's worth of septic stuff from draining out of Buenos Aires. And they asked the missionaries to help out with that project. If you do not love the people you are serving,
oh no,
you are not going to step knee and freaking arms deep into their garbage. We built houses with Argentine ladrillos. We're not talking nice modern construction. We were building houses. I learned how to lay mortar and weld in my mission.
On your mission trip?
Because, my mission trip. My 2 years, the only ever time I got incensed with an evangelical in an in-person argument was about this issue of a mission. Like, as we were talking and debating, he's debating scriptures. Oh, yeah, well, the Apostle Paul meant this, And finally I said, when I was on my mission, a lot of people asked, he says, well, just to be clear, like, all of us serve missions in our own way. And I was like, oh, hell no, mother effer. Like, you don't get to be a mall cop and then tell a Navy SEAL that all of us serve our country in our way. Go F yourself, you pansy beta. Like, but this is dude, it bothers me when they mock missionaries that are salt of the earth, that not paid, doing this, paying to go, volunteers whose families in great personal sacrifice, postponing careers, postponing college, postponing military service, or actually the military loves its Mormons, so they give them this little sabbatical for the mission. The Army and the Navy and the Coast Guard loves the young returned missionaries, but to disrespect it, I doubt this guy. This guy doesn't have a friend as. His average friend is not as tough, as cool, as selfless, or as kind as the average return missionary at BYU. Guaranteed. So for him to mock it, sorry, bro, you have not done a thing in your life, Josh Benson. I guarantee it. Your basic bro Protestant life has not done anything half as cool as 90% of the guys that come home from a mission having served for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So like mock it all day long, pal, but you are jealous at best, ignorant at worst. That's all I got to say on that. I'm sorry. That's where I get incensed. You get incensed over Joseph Smith. Trips. I get incensed when evangelicals mock
brethren,
mission trips.
We have ourselves a challenge in the super chats.
Oh, what is it, dude?
Jonah Barnes, $5.
Oh.
LDS dating would be greatly helped if the LD dudes manned up and grew mustaches. Show your agreements in the chat.
All right. And then your future date gives us a 4th super chat.
And then Gentile Ben's not going to stand for Jonah. He says, I do have a mustache, Jonah.
Dude, so far you got a date with Jonah and Gentile Ben, bro.
Dude, I'm pumped.
You got to get more women on the show, man.
I know, dude.
Listening in.
I was looking at our analytics the other day. It was like, percent of your audience is male. It was like 89% in that episode.
Sorry,
I was
Dan.
like,
Sorry,
wow,
Drew.
okay, cool.
We need Mary Lou to
Yeah,
hop in.
Mary Lou's got to come through for us, man. She's got to come through. Okay, let's finish this one right here as he's mocking missionaries, as he whimpers inside, begging to be half the man they are.
With you?
No, I'm monogamous. I have one wife. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Really. Oh my gosh, dude. I swear, dude. What do you do?
Take the book.
What?
Sir, take the book.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong? Why would you wear that around here? I have a black wife. What is wrong with you, man?
Oh, why didn't you say so?
What?
I'll be right back.
No, don't come. Oh my gosh, dude. I am just so
What?
sick and tired.
I'm back. Hi, sir. Care to watch me do a money spread with the Book of Mormon? Yahtzee.
Just
Okay.
to make this
That was a
abundantly
little
clear,
bit funny.
I just told you I have a black
I don't
wife.
get it. There's
And
some
learning
Gen
that,
Z stuff going on
you
here.
go, you get a shiesty, you get approximately $28 from your wallet, and you do a money spread with the Book of Mormon.
Yeah. Now that I've got the blicky. Boom.
I have a gun. I have a gun.
Okay.
Don't come back here.
Yeah.
I'm keeping that money, by the way.
Okay.
All right.
That last bit was kind of a stretch
Yeah.
to be
I
funny,
don't
but
get any of it.
yeah, it was.
Okay.
We put the Joseph Smith one you were talking about, and then we found it. So
Oh,
it's
you
in the-
did?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did?
Uh-oh. Okay, deep
Okay,
breath,
so
deep
this is
breath.
the last one. You know, we're
I think
on
this
the
is
home
the
stretch
OG
here.
where he got it all started.
This is his very first.
This is his very
Anti-Mormon
first
content.
one. Okay, cool. It's this one right here with the hat.
Yep.
PU added Joseph Smith on Snapchat. Here we go.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got
Oh no, this wasn't it.
Really?
But this is interesting. I've never seen this one.
Yeah, you'll have to pause it at every frame and read it.
Okay, we'll start from the beginning then. Let me see. You added
He's
Joseph
rocking
Smith.
the hat.
Okay, no, okay. POV, you added Joseph Smith on Snapchat. Here we go. Why everybody treat me like a con man? I'm just a dog and the feds can't handle that.
I got diamonds doing tootsie slides in both ears.
Yo, an angel of the Lord just appeared to me. This is crazy, gang.
Ice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight.
Tried to snap a pic with him, but this filter made him disappear. I don't know, super chill dude though. That's kind of funny.
Slip that on and we might miss the fight.
Anyways, he told me to start digging for some golden plates in this hill. All I guess.
Ganada keep the guala in my
Yo, it's another testament of Jesus Christ? No way.
shorty bag. You know she wanted mine when she tattooed that.
Out here trying to translate these plates, I'd show them to y'all, but the angel said if your normies saw them, you'd die or some IDK.
I'm a lover boy.
Reformed Egyptian is crazy work. Emojis.
She love the toys. Keep it coming.
Martin Harris is out of MySpace top 8. Me and Oliver Cowdery homies now. This switch up is wild. Martin, don't HMU.
That was funny.
This that roll myself a
Let's go. If anybody wants to sign a testimony as
Put
a
some
witness, let
time
me
into
know.
this.
Y'all still can't see the
Some
plates.
research
though,
too.
sorry.
You can tell.
count my figures.
Haters wish they could do a Book of Mormon spread. RN, LMAO, no filter, natural.
Just stepping out, I feel like I'm that.
No, God told me to start making multiple wives or start taking multiple wives. Ugh.
I dropped 30 on this room, we ain't gon' sleep it. If I get
Anyway, ladies, please hit my line. God is cool with it now. And
you
stuff.
nodding off, then it's gon' be some.
Huh.
You can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spin what you wanna.
Okay, we get the point. We get the point. So actually, you know what? This one is after this one because I remember the beginning of the video that I was mentioning. He said a lot of people didn't like my last video about Joseph Smith, but let me tell you, now that you mention, I realize this is the first video he was talking about in the second video. That is actually the original I once saw. But yeah, so what do you think? What do you think, Joseph? Is this floating your boat as a Gen Zer?
Some of it was pretty. The last 16 pages reference is pretty funny.
Okay.
Some of it's pretty good, pretty funny. I think this one is overall fine. You know, just pretty lighthearted stuff. Obviously doesn't understand everything, but in general, it made me laugh.
Okay.
But obviously not overall good for the growth of the church.
Now, so you had said, I believe in the green room, that you thought this guy was doing a lot of damage, right? Or were you talking about somebody else?
I was talking about the dude who does the interviews at BYU.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
You think
But I
that
think
does,
this guy does do damage too, because he has a large following and he gets a lot of views.
Okay. What's the damage?
Well, I think mostly because, like, remember how I talked about earlier? I see when my friends like these reels. The thing I know for a fact, those friends don't know more about us besides what they see on social media and maybe possibly what their pastors say about us.
Wow.
And the thing is, what he's doing is he's not convincing people who are already researching the church to research anti-Mormon side. He's turning people off, and he's making people think we're so weird we shouldn't even consider ever. So anytime, and now it turns the word Mormon into like a trigger word where they're just like, oh, he's stupid because I remember seeing those reels about him earlier. And then now they never accept the church and they die without the truth of the restored gospel. That's what's happening. And I think it's pretty awful.
So what's the antidote? Look, here's one right here. Why are these Mormon children's songs so creepy? I'll pull that one up here and see what that says. I'm looking for the original one I saw.
Yeah,
but,
I'm trying to find yours too.
You know, he might have erased it. Who knows?
Probably.
What did it say?
I had, oh my gosh, wait, I know the day that we left. I recorded it on my phone. I might be able to pull it up while you're talking. But what do you think the antidote is?
Well,
I think someday he's going to have a nice Latter-day Saint bishop move in right next to him, and they're going to make him cookies, and they're going to be the nicest neighbors he's ever met, and he's going to be like, you know, I actually feel a little bad about the post I made yesterday because now I realize how nice I think if you're his friend, just kill him with kindness because this is ridiculous. It's unreal. It's unreal. And if anyone knows him,
you don't think
and
people
it's
haven't
already
already
his
tried
friend,
that?
I think you don't take comments seriously because for some reason you can go online and you can be a jerk and feel okay about it.
By the way, before you censored yourself and said, jerk.
Exactly.
What were you going to say? What were you going to say?
I think that with someone like him, it is just helping him realize how it does harm, how it's unkind, how it doesn't go with his beliefs to do stuff like
the real
this.
Christian beliefs.
The real Christian
Well,
beliefs.
if Christianity is defined by whether or not you believe God has no parts or passions, then he wouldn't care if you were cruel or not.
I think
and if you think that God is really just this amoebus, unexplainable but all explainable, and then also nowhere but everywhere, and then it's not, because if the co-substantiality of God is more important to you than how you treat your neighbor, because you no longer believe that by your fruits you shall know them, but that Christianity is not determined, as Jesus Christ said, by how you treat each other and you love one another.
The least of these, my brethren.
The least of these, my brethren. If we were really the heretics you say we are, we would be the least of these.
Yeah.
So the best part about creedal Christianity is it dehumanizes everybody. And you can treat them like crap, and that just means you're a better Christian. That's the face of modern creedal Christianity. It's cruel and it's bullyish. They do the same things that J-dubs, Catholics, Muslims, and they never feel unjustified. In their minds, that's spreading the gospel, because the gospel to them is not love one another. It's not discipleship to Jesus Christ. It's adherence to creeds. They're not Christians. They're creedists.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Josh, even I'd say to you, man, I would love to be an evangelical. It sounds pretty fun. You know, everyone else is around evangelical. You never have any challenges to what you believe. You can go to worship. You can go to worship every Tuesday and Sunday and then close your eyes and sing with your hands up like this. You don't have to actually think about what you believe. You can just accept it because everyone else believes it. And you don't have to actually read the Bible. And then you can just keep on living your life and make fun of other people. But, I mean, that's really, it's appealing, but there's no substance behind what he believes and what he argues for. And then that becomes apparent when he goes and does crap like this. And then when he obviously is not well learned in not only what he believes, but what other people believe. And I don't know. I just I think what he's doing with this is when he makes this kind of content about Mormons, he's digging himself a grave that eventually he's going to get pushed in when he actually starts like to get more pushback than he already is now. And then people put him in his place because he's been just doing crap that is unacceptable.
Yeah, of course there's no substance. Like, either Joseph Smith is the biggest con artist in history, or he's like one of the most divine and influential like figures in history. Like there's no in between. And I guarantee you, if he read the Wentworth letter, any account of the first vision, the Doctrine and Covenants, like I guarantee you he hasn't touched a single bit of that. And like if he did, he wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff because like that would put him in his place before any of us would need to.
Yeah. So Austin, bro, you're a guru in all this stuff. Besides baking and cookies, you know, like I don't know, how do you combat this kind of thing? Because a lot of it is rooted in ignorance, obviously awareness, but
I think it's okay to debunk him. I think on his platform of choice is where you're going to make the most impact. So those of us, you know, these guys, short form channels, have at him. But also in the comment section, there are people who go to these videos. They might think something's funny. They might think something's off. And people go to the comments. And you can do a lot of good in the comments without just being combative. But how I would approach this is I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. And just kind of expose what he's doing. And I think that's helpful when people go to the comments and they're like, oh, I thought it was funny, but now I'm realizing, okay, this guy's kind of a jerk. And I think that's how you can turn some hearts. Be some keyboard warriors.
Huh. All right. I never thought from this channel I'd hear be a keyboard warrior, but I guess at the end of the day, it's true. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just disappointed too. I just think, I don't know. I'm a comedian. I've done actual stand-up, actual performances, so on and so forth. I have nothing but respect for comedians, and I give wide width and berth to people that try. It's our job as comedians to get as close to the line as we can. Sometimes we might accidentally cross it. If so, we apologize and we move on. You can't be too angry at comedians, right? But also, there's a difference, like, when, like, if your shtick is just constantly making fun of other people, it's not comedy, it's mockery. Do you see what I'm saying? And there is a difference between the two. So, I don't know. I guess you're welcome to come on the show. We'll pay for your hotel. We'll pay for your flight. You know, no private jets, obviously, within reason here. But I doubt he'll show up.
You got a date. You got a date with Drew.
Yeah, you got a date with Drew.
Come on now.
Your date, bro. He's going to be taller than you, though. He won't swipe right a second time, man. You know, so. Anyway, anything else you guys want to say before you go? You got to plug your podcast. How are people going to start finding you, bro?
Well, No One Hollowed Hand. You can find us anywhere. Most predominantly on Instagram. No One Hollowed Hand Pod. We're just getting started. We're excited. So if you guys could help us grow, that'd be great.
Okay, cool. Rock on, rock on.
Tell your kids about us. We're appealing to the younger generation since we are youngins. So
they are.
Yeah, dude. Holy crap! You're 18, man. What was I doing? I was 18, man. I was not making my own apologetic podcast. Like, holy crap, that's impressive. All right, if you guys are a person of means and you want to support the channel and you guys like what you see, please consider a generous contribution. Sorry, that's through Venmo or through Zelle. Also, if you guys want to purchase a shirt. We got shirts available, as well as our popular War in Heaven veteran hats are available. There's a fresh batch of those that have just come in to the store. Also, we are in dire need. I believe I just put it on our Amazon wish list. Guys, if one of you guys can help us out, we are in dire need of a DJI 360 camera. I put it in the Amazon wish list. There's going to be a link in this video for the Ward Radio Amazon wish list, and there's an accompanying set of DJI wireless mini microphones that attach to it. We've had a lot of success meeting up with Carrie Muhlestein to do the top 10 reasons to believe in the Book of Abraham. We did some really, really cool walk and talk content with Greg Madsen at Quick Media, talking about Aaron Sherinian that showed up on his channel. We also did some really great content with some other influencers. And who was the other one that I walked around and talked with on the Insta 360? What's that thing called again?
Yeah,
Austin?
360 cam, yeah.
Yeah, 360 cam. Anyway, we're looking to pick up one of those. If one of you guys can afford to send us our way, it's an expensive device. It's about like $600. But we borrowed one and made some really great stuff with it. And we want to make some more great stuff with it. It's super cool. If you could help us out with that, the two microphones sync to the device, and you will actually see that get put to very good use in some upcoming episodes. So we'd be very, very grateful if one of you guys could help us out on the Amazon wish list. Either way, if you want to keep following us and stay up on the latest, also make sure you guys go to wardradio.com. And I'm going to put this up on the screen so that everybody can see it. When you go to our website, make sure you sign up right here for our newsletter so you guys can receive occasional updates or keep in contact with us outside of YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, if you want, please make sure that you sign up to be a member of this channel. We're going to have some really cool members first and members only content coming out pretty soon that members either get to see first before the general public does, or members get to see only behind the paywall of being a member of this channel. So anyway, it's been real and it's been fun and it's been real fun. For this and more, please make sure you guys check us out at wardradio.com.
I built a rocket in my basement. I'm gonna fly it to the moon. This supersonic is amazing.